Hello everyone and welcome back. In the previous lectures, we have talked about the text values in Excel. We have got our months along the top and product names down the left hand side. And along with that, we have also talked about the numeric values in Excel. We have added the dollar amounts for each of the product sold for each month. Now, another type of data that you are going to be working with inside of Excel are dates. So, in this lecture, we are going to talk about the date formats in Excel. So, let's jump into our Excel application and discuss about date formats. So, here we are inside our Excel spreadsheet, and here in the third row, we have got our months January, February, March, and that's a portion of a date, right? I mean, it's a date value, but it's not a complete date. So talking about dates, they typically contain three different aspects or three different elements. We have the day, the month, and the year, right? Now, depending on the region you live in, your dates may be formatted a little bit differently. Sometimes you will see that the day is placed first, then the month, and then the year. Sometimes you will see the month first, then the day, and then the year. So we have many options to format a date. Now let's say for our months here, I want to denote which year these months belong to. So I'm going to go into the cell B3 and I'm just going to double click into this cell and it will allow me to edit the data inside the cell. Now I'm going to type in JAN-2022. Now I'm going to hit my tab key and it will take me out of this cell. Now I'm going to double click inside of the cell C3 because I'm going to do the same thing for February. So I'm going to type in FEB-2022. Now I will hit the tab key again and do the same thing with the month of March. So I'm going to type in MAR-2022. Now let's hit the tab key once again. So now we are working with the date values. And how can we see that? Well, a couple of things just happened here. First of all, they are right aligned. They are on the right hand side of the cell, isn't it? And I hope you remember that discussion that's supposed to happen with the numeric values, right? Instead of Microsoft Excel and most applications, date values are treated as numeric values. And that's the way it goes. They are numeric. And that's why they are right aligned. You can see a text here like JAN. It seems like it's a text value, but underlining their numbers. So we have now got some date values. And if we will select any of these three cells, we can see the date written here in the formula bar. Check it out. 01-01-2022. So that's actually a date, isn't it? Now, like I mentioned earlier, depending on the region you live in, your dates may be formatted differently. Now, what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to select the cells from B3 to D3 and now I'm going to go to my Home tab at the top of my screen and here I'm going to go into the Numbers section right here. Now, with these three cells selected, it's showing me custom inside of this box, right? But typically that will say a general if I go and click out in some other cell. Just have a look. It is showing me general here, right? But when I select this cell, it is showing me custom. So again, let's select these three cells and explore this option. Now I'm going to go up here to little drop down and we have got some default formatting options for us. We have got some date options here. We have got a short date, long date, but at the moment it's not really what I want. So I'm going to scroll down and we have got a whole bunch of other stuff here. But down at the very bottom, we have an option called More Number Formats. Now I'm going to hit More Number Formats and here underneath this category option, I'll grab the date and here we are going to find different date types already listed. Have a look. Now in our case, I want a month and a complete year in 4 digits. So do we see one like that in here? Let's have a look. A month and a complete year. So here we are having many options, but not the one I want. I want just a month in abbreviated form and a complete year. So to get this, we have to try the other way around. So I'm going to go to the custom down here and let's see if we have it in here. We have got a bunch of default custom types and here are some dates. And let's see if we can find the one which we want. So here we got a month and the year, but the year is just in 2 digits. So I cannot see the one I want here. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go up to where it says type. So I'm going to hit the backspace key on my keyboard to wipe out what's in there. Now I'm going to put my own custom date format here. So I want the abbreviated form of the months in 3 letters. So I'm going to type in MMM and that's our month here. You can see the preview in the sample option here. Then I'm going to put a hyphen and add 4 Ys. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will give us year in 4 digits. Now I will hit the OK button down at the bottom and there we have it. We have got nice row headers here. Now here in the cell D3, you can see some hash symbols. Now to resolve it, you can go up to your column headers and double click on the line between the column D and the column E. Alright, so here we go. We have got nice row headers here. Abbreviated form of the months with the complete year. So I hope it is clear to you how we can customize the date format in Excel. Now regarding the date formats, there are a few more things you need to keep in mind. So let's head back to the presentation mode and discuss more about them. So here we are back inside our presentation mode. Now there will be many cases where you want to customize the date formats in Excel. And to set up the custom date formats, we need to understand the codes which will come into play. So here I will explain you what are the meaning of these codes written here, along with an example for each. So have a look at the very first code, that is M. It is used to bring in the month number without a leading zero. For example, January is the first month of the year, so this code will assign the number 1 for it. Now let's talk about the second code, that is MM. It is used to bring in the month number with a leading zero. For example, as we know that January is the first month of the year, so this code MM will assign the number 01 for it. Now the third code, that is MMM, is used to bring in the short form of the month name. For example, January will be written as JAN. Similarly, February will be written as FEB. Now the fourth code, that is MMMM, is used to bring in the full form of the month name. For example, January, we will write the full form of the month name. Alright? Now the fifth code, that is MMMMM, is used to bring in month as the first letter. For example, the letter J will be used for January, June and July. Now let's talk about another code, that is D. It is used to bring in the day number without a leading zero. For example, the first day of the month will be written as number 1. Now let's move on to another code, that is DD. This code is used to bring in the day number with a leading zero. For example, the very first day of the month will be written as 01. So this code DD will assign the number 01 to the first day of the month. Alright? Now let's talk about another code, that is 3 times D. It is used to bring in the short form of the day of the week. For example, Thursday can be written as THU. And similarly, we will write down the short form of the days of the week. Alright? Now let's talk about another code, that is 4 times D. It is used to bring in the full form of the day of the week. So it's quite easy. For example, Thursday. So we will have full form of the day of the week. Now let's move on to another code, that is YY. So it is used to bring in the last 2 digits of a year. For example, if we are talking about the year 1998, then this code will bring in the last 2 digits of this year, that is 98. Alright? Now let's talk about another code, that is 4 times Y. It is used to bring in the 4 digits of a year. That means by using this code, you will get the complete year in 4 digits. For example, 1998. So we have the complete year in 4 digits. Now, as you are clear with this concept of using codes in Excel, I am going to take you to an Excel spreadsheet where we are going to set up some custom date formats for better understanding. So here we are inside of our spreadsheet. Now to practice alongside, you can download this spreadsheet using the link given in the description below. Now here in this spreadsheet, I have written 4 different structures of date formats. And out of 4, I will tell you how to set up the first 2 custom date formats. And the remaining 2 will be your assignment. You have to do it on your own. And in case you have some doubts, you can always put a comment below. So let's begin with the first date format written in the cell A4, that is DD-MMM-YY. Now, as we have already discussed, DD is the code to bring in the day number with a leading 0. Then 3 times M is the code to bring in the short form of the month name. And finally, YY is the code to bring in the last 2 digits of the year. Now, I have already written a date in the cell A5 in a different date format, just to show you how we can customize it as per our need. So we need to customize it in this particular date format. And to do so, we will select the cell A5 and go to the number section in the ribbon and click on this little drop down right here. And then we will go to the very bottom and grab the more number formats option. Now here we have to hit the custom category, and under the heading type, we will hit the backspace key on our keyboard and change this date format. So right now we need DD-MMM-YY. So we will type the same in here. And after doing so, we will hit the OK button. And here we go. We have got our nice customized date format. We got the day number with the leading 0, then the short form of the month January, and we have got the last 2 digits of the year 1998. Now let me drag it down using my fill handle to fill in this column with this date format. And here we have got a nice date series. Now similarly, let's check the date format written in the cell D4, that is 2 times D hyphen 4 times M hyphen 4 times Y. Now, as we have already discussed, DD is the code to bring in the day number with the leading 0. Then 4 times M is the code to bring in the full form of the month name. And finally, 4 times Y is the code to bring in the year in 4 digits. Now, to customize this date in this particular format, we need to repeat the same steps. At first, we have to go to the number section in the ribbon. Then we have to go to the little drop down. And here in the drop down, we have to grab the more number formats option. Now here we have to grab the custom category, and under the heading type, we need to hit the backspace key on our keyboard to wipe out this text and write down the date format as per our need. So in this case, we need 2 times D hyphen 4 times M hyphen 4 times Y. So we need to type in DD hyphen MMMM hyphen YYYY, and then we will hit OK. And here we go. We have got our nice customized date format. We got the day number with the leading 0, then the full form of the month January, and then we have got the complete year in 4 digits 1998. Now let me drag it down using my fill handle to fill in this column with this particular date format. So that's quite easy, isn't it? So get your hands in there, customize the remaining 2 date formats I have given here, and let us know the progress in the comment section below. So that's all for this lecture. I am going to end it here and see you in the next one. Thank you.